July. They've been working with several different high schools, helping kids get recruited. Majority private schools. They have a St. Thomas, the American. This is like one of the first time they directly a big group of public schools inside private high school. Please turn your cell phones on silent, vibrate. I'm Coach Jones, I'm the head football coach here. Mainly for having you guys in. I've been fortunate and blessed to have you guys come here. Like somebody knocking on your door, giving you free money. And one thing you don't do is turn free money down. And like I was saying before, all the private schools use this. I know they don't want me to throw out numbers, but I am anyway. Each kid probably is $4,000, $5,000 per kid. Product. Alright. Here, we have Scottsdale, we have to go back into the city. Hallandale High School, we don't have to pay anything. So somebody give you these type of resources. Please take information and use it to your best of your ability. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce these guys and start talking. They're going to explain what they do, how we can help your child reach the next level.
Thanks a lot. My name is Mr. Patrick Lowe. I'm one of the founders of the Keep Dreams Alive Foundation. I'm going to introduce my crew in a minute, tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a product of our county schools, graduated in 1993 from Dillard High School and went on to earn a full scholarship to the University of Florida, where I graduated in business administration. Then I came home to be a teacher, and I taught high school math for about, 8, 9 years. And now I'm an assistant principal at a high school, at Piper High School. And on my free time, I have my organization. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the organization and how it came about. But before I do that, I would like to introduce, starting with Coach Glenn Stout. He's one of my directors of the executive board. Glenn Stout will be going over the STEP ratings program through the PowerPoint. We have Carlo Frederick right here. Nice to meet you. Director of Sales and Marketing, Keep Dreams Alive Foundation. We have Eric Hickson, my classmate from Dillard High School, who went on to play at State and is now an educator here in Broward County. As a matter of fact, right across the way at Lanier James. I worked at Lanier James also for about 3 years before I became an assistant principal. And then we have young Glenn Stout. He's on the camera today, and he may be interviewing some of you to get some of your positive feedback. We gave you guys a lot of different handouts, and I wanted you to kind of organize the handouts in the right order so that when we go through them, they're at your fingertips. And if you don't have one of the handouts, let us know, and we'll get it to you. First handout I'm going to start with is Keep Dreams Alive and kind of what we're about and what we do. All right. You'll see a few pictures at the top. You'll see a few pictures at the top. These are students here in Broward County who have worked with us, and now they've just committed to go to a university and signed a letter of intent. You'll see that, I don't know if any of you heard of Kevin Brooms. When he did get with us, we were able to mentor him, give him the right advice, and not only finishing high school on the right note, but then also choosing a college out of any college in the nation appropriate. We specialize in the following 3 components. If we turn this to the back side, actually what we're here today, we're going to do a recruiting awareness, guidance, and counseling session. But we also do student success programs. We have a playing the game seminar. We also tutor in reading and math. We promote health and wellness. We also realize that every student athlete will have to study for and pass a standardized test, whether it's LCAT, ACT, or SAT. So we also provide tutoring in that. About the scholarships and financial aid workshops, we'll get a little bit into those, but we can also have follow-up workshops regarding scholarships and financial aid, college readiness and college and career development. We also do sports training camps in the summer. We're going to try to bring back a few sports training camps to Hollywood with the academic component where the student athletes can volunteer for service hours, or they can also be participants in the camp and get some good skills as an athlete. And then last but not least, our community activities. We're all about a community outreach program. We like to go into the community and help a lot. We do a lot of service hours. And one of the things that's going to be our niche is we're going to try to make education as cool as possible. And when I say that, we're going to bring the entertainment world to education. We're going to bring pro athletes, college athletes, and also community leaders. So along the way, we realize that students look up to their role models, and actually role models can help us with motivating them about education. The next handout. The next handout is, actually there are two of them actually. I'm going to let Mr. Hickson talk about the Hallandale player profiles. We got a little data that we wanted to break down, and then we're going to get into kind of what juniors, seniors, even sophomores and freshmen need to do at this point to end the school year on a good note. Maybe take a SAT or ACT, and then set goals for a great summer, getting bigger, faster, stronger, and starting next year on the right foot. All right. So with that being said, Coach Hickson, I'll let you go through the data breakdown, and then I'll get to the questions and academic.
You guys have this sheet. Just turn to this sheet here. Actually, what we did, we took Hallandale as a team. We're not going to take an individual, we're going to take you guys as a team. So with the breakdown here, we say how many players, we have 28 players total, which Coach Jones gave us and so forth, that's student athletes, and the ones that's up and coming and so forth. As we break it down from the 9th graders, there was one player on there, was a 9th grader, and he'll be a sophomore next year. And the 10th graders, we have 4 players, which is at 14% next year for the juniors. Now we got 23 11th graders that's going to be seniors next year, and that's 82% of the team. And as you can see, as it say right here in the box, it say all you need as a student athlete is a 2.7 or higher and a minimum score of an 18 on an ACT and a financial aid packet with the 0 before it's a 0 FAFSA. Okay. Now, as we look here, right up on the bottom of the box, it say players with 2.6 GPA or less. Out of 28 players, 17 out of 28, which is 61% of, we're talking about the team of Hallandale. Yes, we got a lot of work to do, gentlemen, for a student athlete. So we brought the parents out to let you know where we're at, and that it's not just going to be the student athletes, it's going to take everybody. It's going to take the whole family to get this done. And as you can see, we say players with 2.7 or better, it's 39%. That's 5 out of 28. Like I say, we got a lot of work to do, and it's a lot of things that we can do to improve your grades and so forth. And as we move on, we're going to get back to Mr. Lowe. He's going to hit on some of those topics and so forth to get yourself ready and prepared to go out into this world. So I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Lowe.
Thanks, Coach. Before I go into the questions for parents and some academic tips, we've been in school all our life, pretty much. Now we're on the other end of the fence as educators. And we realize so many things that occur so fast to kids when they get to high school. And I'll speak just real quick about the 9th and 10th grader who comes to high school, and sometimes over those 2 years they don't do very well, and they end up being under a 2.0 GPA. And with that being said, when you get a bad start, if that's the case, you usually, those F's or D's usually follow you. And we deal with a lot of juniors and seniors who messed up a little bit in 9th and 10th grade, and they're saying, well, Mr. Lowell, we're working hard, and I'm getting A's and B's in my classes, but my GPA is not changing. Well, it's because they have to retake those E's and F's to help get that GPA up. And a lot of them are running out of time, so we would like to get with the 9th and 10th graders also, so that we can get with them and getting a good start. But we realize that happens in 9th and 10th grade, and some of your best athletes, some of the best athletes in the school don't even get to play high school football or whatever sport. They're what we consider a little league legend. And then they get old and gray like me, and they're still talking about little league versus high school and college, something they could have done. And then let's talk about the juniors and seniors and what you have to do at this point. If you're a junior right now, and I'm an assistant principal over juniors at my school, one of the biggest things we talk about is, first of all, you can't have 3 bad years. Okay, you mess up 9th and 10th or both, but then junior year, you can't mess up the junior year because that's when I withdraw you out of school. Because you're on your way to being 18 years old with no education. So pretty much your junior year is the time to clean up and start setting your life. And the grades you achieve as a junior, of course, need to be all A and B athletes. If you get a C, it's not going to touch your GPA. If you get D's or F's, it's going to bring you lower. So it's important to, get on track and stay on track as a junior and a senior. Also, juniors, it's very important to take an ACT or SAT before the end of the year. That way, beginning of senior year, now you're ready to apply for any college as an athlete or a student. And we're going to get more into that. So I don't know what situation you sit out there in, but I know, some kids are in a bad situation, some kids are in an average situation, some kids are in a very good situation right now, and you got to focus on just staying out of trouble, maintaining grades, and having a good senior year. So let's look at the questions for parents and students. I just want a show of hands right now of any students who have taken the ACT or SAT. How many students? Okay, thank you. As you can see, and based on the information that Mr. Hickson went over as far as the data goes, that's not enough hands right now. But the good part about it is we got the rest of the year to game plan and what we need to do. Okay? You don't have to answer these questions, but a lot of these things Coach Stout may talk about throughout his presentation. And this is just the beginning to get you guys here and ready to actually understand the other aspect on what you got to do as a parent and student athlete to meet the coaches halfway so that you can earn a free education. What was your score? That's another question we would ask. Are you receiving letters from colleges and universities? A lot of students are not receiving letters because they're not like the tallest kid on the team or the star athlete on the team. And they're getting letters, but then when the coach comes to practice, they see everybody. And so those kids who aren't getting letters and those kids who are just as good as that star athlete are the kids we consider flying under the radar. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And those are the kids who we love because we have lots of those kids right now, just like a couple of those kids on the flyer who are signing for scholarships right now, free of charge with a free education. Are you familiar with the process for your child being recruited by a college? Are you familiar with financial aid procedures? What is your player profile and highlights? How do you get into the coaches? Who is responsible for managing and monitoring a student's progress for earning a scholarship? Is it the coach? Is it the parent? Or is it the student? All of us. And with our help too, it takes a village. How can you get started as a parent, student, and coach? Hopefully you're going to be taking some nice notes, and hopefully you'll follow up with us to meet your goals. And I just want to leave I always leave with an academic tip, because I know that these things play a major role in your day-to-day success as a student. So please strive for A's and B's in every class for the remainder of the school year. Take an ACT prep course and buy or borrow or something a practice test book that you can get from Barnes & Noble, or you probably can check out right here at your school. Retake any core classes you failed in the past and organize your high school resume. And speaking of high school resume, you guys have a sheet with the high school resume and some things that you're going to have to do at some point, you're going to have to put your profile together and send it off to the coaches with a highlight tape. So I'm not going to sit here and read this to you, but it's broken down by category. Of course, you need your transcript. Of course, you need test scores. And it's something that Coach may talk about. You're going to need recommendation letters. So as a junior, you can start doing those things like today. Okay? And then on the back, which is very important, and I will post this in my house, in my favorite room. I put things on, you got that right there. I put things on my refrigerator and the bathroom. But I know I'm going to look at it every day. So guys, we're going to start giving you to set goals, post your goals, so you can see them every day. And what I like to say is, don't sing it, bring it. Don't tell me what you're going to do it. All right? And don't wait for your parents to tell you either, because that's what I like about juniors and seniors. No more babysitting. Meet us halfway and let's move. With that being said, and guys, if you guys have any questions at all, write your questions down and we can address them at the end, because we got so much stuff we want to cover. If you guys got any questions about anything we talk about, write down your questions. You got our phone numbers. You can call us. We can meet with you. All right, and this is just the beginning of what we're doing as a team.
Also, we're going to find out why it is important, actually, to make those A's and B's. You're going to find out. You definitely going to find out why.
Yeah, with that being said, I'll let Coach Stout do his work.